Oh my God, you guys. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How's everyone? Francis, you are the most consistent viewer that I have. So really thank you for that. All right. What are we looking at? What are we looking at? So I want to walk you through a trade that I took prior to entering this live stream. Didn't make that much on it because I honestly closed it like quite early. But still, I'm absolutely happy with it. So we've got SMT sell side, SMT over here, where gold stops into a existing SIBI. Silver took buy side above 820, and then they both start to move lower. Now, the thing that really popped up for me in taking this short trade was the fact that I've seen this area as a classic support, and then look at how nicely the 830 candle broke that area and also closed under it. So that's a very clear classic support being broken. And if you pair that with the idea that it then also created this SIBI over here and then it retraced into it, also creating that SMT, and then continuing to reject off of that area, then yeah, I guess it's quite obvious why that short made a lot of sense. I didn't hold for that much. I mean, don't know if you, I mean, yeah, no. I had half a standard lot with this. And I closed partial. I closed 0.45 at around 50 pips profit. And then I closed the rest when it reached into this area, 33.12, which was basically just my take profit right here. Reason why that was like a take profit area is because it was a relatively equal low area right there. So that was obviously like a good level to take profit at, to close the runner. Now, what I'm watching, okay, I know that a lot of people let's start with the 1 hour. And if we're going to look at the 1 hour, we're going to see that I'm zooming out. We're going to see that silver just made it to this area over here, which is the area that we created SMT cells at July 16th, July 17th. So the lows of July 16th and July 17th. Gold has taken out that area on Friday, I think it was. No, not Friday, yesterday. No, 2 days ago. That was, Monday. And then it just made this yucky pullback, and then it just dropped today. Silver, on the other hand, just barely made it to this area over here, July 16th, July 17th. Now, if we're looking at the 1 hour, we can clearly see that during the time when gold made this ongoing pullback that just seemed like a mindfuck to everyone. I just can't think about how many short-term traders, short-term traders, day traders, have actually just went long here, long. You go long only for price to almost come back to your entry price, and then you get scared and you close the trade, and then it moves back it moves back in the direction in which you had the trade, but barely makes it above that high. And now you say, well, okay, I'm gonna buy once again, and now you're buying higher, and then price goes lower, and then it goes back again, barely creates a new high, and then it retraces, and it just makes this higher high, higher low kind of structure, which you cannot deny that it's not a higher high, higher low, But it's just that the highs and the lows are so close to each other that it doesn't really make sense to see this as a bullish trend. It's more like a bullish flag. I don't know. It's like, it's clearly sell side trendline liquidity being accumulated. Now, during the time when gold made this fuckery fucking here, silver actually just created this very, very beautiful range, very clean and homogeneous range, which sits like this would be the high of the range, the high of yesterday. If we're gonna move on to the 4-hour, okay, my eyes cannot help but see this trendline liquidity over here. I can't help but see that trendline liquidity. And if I'm going to zoom out even more, we're going to see that at the beginning of that trendline liquidity, so where we started from that low, drawing the trend line like that, and we had a break, a retest, and then continuing to follow through on that break. I can't take my eyes off of these two relatively equal lows. So honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I am afraid to look for long trades at this point. I'm literally afraid to look for long setups at this point. Like, the only reason why I would look for a long trade at this point would be just to, risk some of the money that I made so far. And that would be really, really stupid, so reckless of me. Like, I can't explain. Maybe I would consider a long setup if I would be able to see, for example, gold invalidating the 912 M1 bearish fair value gap that it created. Why that fair value gap? It's pretty easy and pretty obvious, because price created that SIBI once it broke, like it reached those relatively equal lows over here, okay, which was my main target. And then it just meandered around. It sort of like accumulated, and then it broke out of that small accumulation to the downside, leaving and creating this 912 bearish fair value gap on the 1 minute. It pops up, rebalances that, okay, creates a lower high over here at the same time when silver creates a higher high. So we have small SMT divergence. And then price continues to move down on gold, eventually reaching into this low over here on the 4-hour chart. Okay. And if we go back to the 1 minute, I honestly don't see an intention of gold wanting to reject from that low, honestly. Like, I don't. And to be honest, considering how strong this bearish trend looks like, I would not trust the 1 minute bullish fair value gap that was created here to consider that, oh, well, it created a bullish fair value gap, so let me just take a long setup. This one, 933. I just wouldn't have the guts to do that. And I honestly don't think that I'm actually very proud to say that I don't have courage to buy against such an obvious bearish trend. Honestly, what I would do instead, I would wait for price to retrace into an SMT area, take sell side, and then look for short setups. And the only valid reason why I would start to have courage to look for long trades, long setups, would be if or once price would break one daily high. I don't care if today it breaks the low of the high of yesterday, or if tomorrow is going to break today's high, or if Friday is going to break tomorrow's high, or if Monday is going to break Friday's high. I don't care. I just want price to see at least one daily high breaking, And that's when I would actually be courageous enough, if you want, to look for long trades. Until then, anything that goes by is just going to be a pullback, and I'm going to look for opportunities to go short. And if price is not going to make pullbacks, then tough luck. It means that I'm just not going to grab another piece of this bearishness, and I'm fine with that. So yeah, for now, I'm not looking for long setups for now. Yeah, and today, 2 p.m. I think, 2 p.m. We're gonna have interest rate decision again. Like, I'm not expecting today's price action to be any relevant. Honestly, I just don't expect it to be any relevant. But we'll see. We will see. Just, yeah. We're paid to wait. As simple as that. Yesterday's high, smooth area, too smooth area actually. Going to the 4-hour, going to the 4-hour right now, it would, I guess it would make sense. One of the following two scenarios. Now, considering that this week is Q4 of the month of July, we can only have one of the following two scenarios. Either a continuation and, looking at the fact that Q3 has been bearish, Q4 could be either a continuation of Q3 or a reversal. So I'm thinking in terms of logic right here, okay? If we are to see a continuation to the downside, right, then I would want to see price, maybe rebalancing, maybe retracing higher short term, right? For 1 day, for 2 days, maybe, or maybe even tonight after FOMC, or maybe even tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow we have news. We have, I think, employment change, and then on Friday we have non-farm payrolls. So somewhere this week, if we are to continue to move lower, then I would see price retracing around July true open, which is around, I don't know, I'm just going to give it like a broad area, which, considering we're looking at the 4-hour in this current range, like from here all the way down till here, it's like 1,400 pips. A 100 pip area wouldn't really mean a lot. So I'm thinking that I'd like to see like a pullback and an inducement of longs around 33.55, maybe even into 33.65. So around here, boom, boom. Okay, sort of like this, that area over here. And then price would continue to move lower. Okay, so we would get like a pullback into month true open and into premium, and then continue to move lower and have as medium term target those relatively equal lows here at 32, 45, 46 ish. Or we're going to continue to move lower until that sell side is purged, swept, whatever, and then we're going to see the reversal. So Q4 is either going to be a continuation of Q3 or a reversal of Q3. So I'm thinking one of these two. Either one's going to happen. I would like to wait and see which one's going to trigger the other. So basically, if the news tonight and tomorrow on Friday, or whatever news, are going to drive price up and then seeing immediate rejection, then yeah, I'm definitely going to engage into short trades. And And if we're going to see price moving down, being driven to the downside, and then immediate rejection, then I'm going to play it, well, yeah, it's reversing. So Q4 is going to be a reversal. That's what I'm thinking. I don't have any other, I don't know, I don't have another logic based on which I would look for setups. I just don't. It's that simple. That simple. And like I said, like I'm seeing this. Okay, don't think that I'm not seeing. I'm literally seeing this. Okay, I really am. But I just don't want to buy against this very strong bearish trend. I just don't. Plus, just like a small SMT divergence and like a small BSC on the 1 minute and a very strong bearish trend would make no sense for me at this point to look for long setups. So yeah, it's just me, my 2 cents. Like I said, maybe if we're gonna inverse 912 SIBI, but strongly inverse it, and have like strong BSCs created along the way, and then strong BSCs created along the way, strong BSC especially in this area to invert 912 SIBI, and then pull back, and then strong rejection plus SMT. Maybe not necessarily strong rejection immediately, but rather like a liquidity pool being created under the form of like a trend line liquidity pool or just an accumulation range, and then sweep that, rebalance that BSC, and then move higher. Yeah, that would be a plausible scenario for me to look for long trades, which again would be very high risk prior to breaking a daily high. But until that happens, I don't want to buy, honestly. And look at silver. It just rebalanced this. And look at this. That high, see, 917. Boom. Boom. Yeah. No. Anyone who's looking to buy, you guys are crazy. Really. Literally crazy. Okay, guys. I'm trading a Neoma account right here. Neom AAA. It's I would say like a new prop firm, but not that new because you're not really that new. They have a little bit of existence on the market. You can use code RBV if you want to get a 30% discount on any challenge that you would get. And the thing that I love about this prop firm is the fact that they only have like a 6% profit target on both faces, which is so easy to reach. Like, think about it. 6%. So if you're looking to trade a 50K account, you'd only have to make $3,000 to pass your first challenge, challenge phase, and then another $3,000 to pass your second phase. And I really think that's good. It's awesome. I've heard about this prop firm from another known person in the trading space. I've talked about him here on my live streams with other occasions. Prop firm Kid. And he mentioned them. He said that, yeah, they're great. And he also made a payout. He got funded, got a hold of a payout with them, no problem whatsoever. And then he said that they have this 6% profit target on both faces, which I really think it's awesome because the smaller the profit target, the easier it is for you, for me, for us, for everyone to reach that. I mean, I don't know you, but to me, it happened a lot of times. Like, for example, when I was trading a prop firm where I had to make 10%, 10% profit target in phase one. So I had to make, like, let's say $5,000 on a 50K account. And I got to 4,000, I got to 4,200, I got to 4,700. And then the last trade, it just starts to go the other way around. From you're thinking, well, like I only have to make like $300, $400, $500 to pass this challenge, and then the next trade is a losing trade, and then the next one is also a losing trade, and then you eventually end up blowing it. I mean, it happened to me, and I'm sure it happened to you as well. And I'm thinking, what if I would have had a profit target of only 6% instead of 10%? I mean, that's a 40% difference. 40% difference. Like 40% more chances of getting funded, of becoming funded, because you have 40% less profit to make as a target to become funded. So yeah, I think that's a plus. It's definitely a plus. The name of the prop firm is Neoma. I'm gonna write down the name, their website, in the comments. And it's also written, by the way, in the description of the video, but this is them. neomAAA.com. NEOMAAA.com. All right. I sounded like Maluma. Tú me partiste el corazón. Oh my God. Okay. Yeah, see? No reason to go long. This would have been a good indication, a good confirmation to take a short here. 950 closure, but actually not that bad. 40 pips stop loss. Yeah, would have already made some one R. And the reason I'm saying that would have been a nice entry confirmation is because that's the candle that rejected on silver, nicely rejected here on silver over there from that 5-minute SIBI, and also after having taken the buy side here. If you look at 941, also that would have been like a good candle to go short. However, would have been too close to this area here. Like you're buying right at the bottom. Whereas in here, you're buying when bearish momentum starts to build up, and you're expecting that low is going to be broken to the downside. So that's the difference between taking an entry here versus taking an entry here. Okay. So now we're going to have to see what's going to happen next. Yeah, I wonder. I want to check something. Wow. Just wait and see, guys. Because for now, there's just no structure being created to take a long, not even on the bigger time frames. And no, not even on the smaller ones. Pathin Namlen asking, ma'am, is there SMT indicator? SMT indicator. There are a lot of SMT indicators in TradingView, but I don't use them. I just simply use my eyes. So yeah, the best SMT indicator is AYES. Best SMT indicator. And how you pick the highs and lows to mark your SMT? Oh, it's very simple. You just look at both pairs in parallel, okay? Because you can't spot SMTs otherwise, SMT divergences as otherwise. And you just look, like, for example, this move to the upside on silver, it's very obvious, right? So just put your crosshair all along it, and you want to see, well, from 931, when silver started going up, all the way to 942, when it sort of like stopped. And it also went above this high. What did gold do? Well, gold did this. Okay, so that high that silver went above, which is 917, did gold also went above that high? Well, no, it did not. Boom, that's your SMT. And you've used, like I said, the best indicator to spot that SMT, eyes. And if you want another indicator as a confluence to the eyes indicator, you can use your brain for that. Yeah, eyes plus brain. Best indicator, best combo. What I would love to see would be silver sweeping this area. At least that area. At least that one. And then I would look for shorts. And I would not look for longs for now. I would not. I just wouldn't. I don't care if today is going to be super bullish. I don't care. Honestly, I don't. I don't want to sell against, I don't want to buy against this thing. Even though it has such a big potential of wanting to go after the buy side above that smooth area, which is, where is that? 33, 34-ish. It can do that. It can definitely do that. I mean, if you look at this, we've already had a long entry confirmation, but for a trade on silver. On gold, it wouldn't make sense because gold is the one that created a lower low, so we need to wait for a BISI to be created. But silver, dear silver, created a higher low here. Boom, boom, boom. See? Best indicator, eyes plus brain. Yeah, exactly. So we've had silver creating a higher low, and the second high, the second low, the one that's a higher low, it's created as a consequence of rebalancing an existing VC. So you have price reaching into SMT sell side on silver. What sell side is that, Alex? Well, let's go on the 1 hour and see. Zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. Boom, boom, come on, boom. Zoom out even more. Oh, here it is. Silver on the right side of your screen. SMT sell side. Now, let's go back to the 5 minutes. Zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. What happened here? Silver swept SMT sell side, and then it moved up, created a bullish fair value gap, then rebalanced that fair value gap and created a rejection candle off of that fair value gap, which is what? The 955 5-minute candle. And during the time when silver went down and stopped into the fair value gap and rejected, thus creating a higher low, silver went down under 930, which, gold went under the low of 930, which silver did not, obviously. And it created a lower low, and then it created the 955 bullish candle, which is a rejection candle. So we have gold sweeping sell side and creating one single rejection candle. And then we have silver rebalancing an existing fair value gap and rejecting off of it. And this is our SMT. Would you buy gold here? No. If you want to buy gold here, you have to wait for gold to create a BISI, rebalance it, and then it would move higher, if it would move higher. So the confirmation for a long occurred on silver. But here's my question for you all. Are you trading silver or gold? Are you using silver as a tradable pair, or you're using gold as a tradable pair, and you're only using silver as an indicator pair? Because this is what I'm doing. I'm not trading silver. I don't care if I get entry confirmations on silver. As long as I don't get them on gold, I'm not trading. So it's not about what rules you have in your trading strategy. It's about having rules. You shouldn't care what your rules are as long as they are proven to work throughout the course of multiple trades, that more than not, they've actually brought you rewards and not losses. Profits, not losses. So a proven set of rules, proven through what? Through trades, through win rate, that it's appealing to you, through good risk-reward ratio, through clarity, and through the motivation, like rules that are so clear to you and so logic, and you've understood them so well that it just, it really invites you, motivates you to follow the rules. Yeah, think about rules of your strategy as being similar to your preferred food. What is the thing that you would eat nonstop and you would never get tired of eating that? What is that? Really? Tell me in the comments. What's your favorite food? Honestly. What is your favorite food? Think of your trading rules similar to how you think about your favorite food. It doesn't matter you're not hungry, you'd still get a bite of that because it's your favorite food, right? So with your trading rules should be the same. You should have such an affinity to your trading rules. They should make so much sense to you that you would follow them every time they occur, and you would sit still, sit on your hands every time when your trading rules are not met. That's how you have to see trading. Favorite food? Chicken. Perfect. Chicken what? Chicken breast, chicken wings, chicken like what? You just take the chicken and you eat it just like that, like you're a fox? No, guys, I'm kidding. Poo. Simona saying there is a lot of liquidity on daily time frame for gold down. Yeah, exactly my point. Oh, Simona says she needed to make $150 to pass her challenge. And right now she's in drought and now she needs to make another 1,000. So you see, imagine if you would have traded this prop firm where you only needed to make 6% instead of, I don't know, maybe 8 or 10%. What's your profit target with your current prop firm? Because I'm sure you've already, like, if you were in the position in which you only needed to make $150 to pass, and like I'm sure you had already made 6% from your initial account size, right? So you're most likely trading a prop firm where the profit target is more than 6%. maybe 8, maybe 10. And you've already made that. Imagine if you would have traded this. Oh my God, you made 11%, and why didn't you pass? Like, what's your profit target? 12% or how much? That's insane. Wow. Two-step challenge. Okay, so you're in first. Okay. Here's the thing. So I'm assuming you are in the second challenge, right? Second phase. You're in the second phase now. And you only needed to make 4%, which is good. 4% in the second stage is good. Neoma has also 6% in phase 2. So with Neoma, you have 6% in phase 1 and 6% in phase 2. But just think about how hard it was for you to make 8% in stage 1. And right now, making 4%, it's a lot easier. Now imagine the difference. Like, there is a big dissonance between how much effort you needed to put in to pass your phase 1 with 8% profit target, and right now, you might feel like it's not required to put such a lot of effort to pass phase 1 with only 4%. Because, like I said, the difference between 8% versus 4% in your second stage and in your phase 2, it's big. Like, you have to make double. Okay, second phase is always a sweet ride, but here's the problem with this, Simona. Here's the problem with this. We fall into the illusion that, well, if I was able to pass phase 1 with 8% profit, and right now in phase 2 I only have to make 4%, it's going to be such a sweet ride. And then you get sloppy. You get overconfident. And that's the kicker, the bad kicker, you know? But imagine if you have to make 6% phase 1 and then the same amount 6% phase 2. Right now, you don't feel the difference. Your mind stays in a balanced state of being throughout the course of both stages because, well, I made 6%. Now I have to make another 6%, so that's fine. If I was able to make it again, I can do it again. Okay? So you're like balanced from phase 1 to phase 2. Whereas 8% versus 4%, you go like, well, if I was able to make 8%, I'm sure as hell going to be able to make 4%. And then you get too confident. And that's when you start to make mistakes. Because you also want to rush things. Because you say, well, 4%, well, I'm going to make it in a jiffy, so fast. And then you rush things. So yeah, that's the bad part. It really, really depends on how you split that total of 12% in both phases. You know, 8% plus 4% in both stages equals 12%. 6% in first stage, 6% in second stage, again, equals 12. The total amount of profit that you have to make, it's the same. However, the way it's split, think about it like this. Let's say you have $1,000. Let's say you have $1,000 right now. You have $1,000 to live for the next week. Okay? And now you have a bill. You have to pay a bill, which is $800. So out of your total 1,000, you have to give 800 and pay that bill. Now think about it. You're going to say, oh my God, it's such a big amount from the total money that I have. Like, I can't do this. I'm only going to be left with $200. Oh my God. Right? But what if the bill would be 500, only half of what you have? You're going to say, well, okay, I have 1,000. I'm going to pay 500 and I'm going to be left with 500. I can live with 500. If I'm being left with 500, I can live with that. So you're being balanced because the amounts are equal. But if you have to give it all at once, whoa, that's not good. And the same thing is with passing phase 1, where you have to make more profit, and passing phase 2, where you don't have to make that much profit. And now you get too confident. That's the problem. 6% in phase 1, 6% in phase 2, you just stay the same. You stay the same. You don't get too confident about it. So you don't risk, blowing it up. And you don't get to, you don't go like, oh my God, I have to make like another, like I had to make 6% in stage 1, and right now I have to make another 6% in stage 2. You're not going to say that because you've already made 6. What the heck? You can make 6 again, and you just don't get too confident. That's the kicker. Yeah. Where I see a balance would be, for example, having to make 10% in phase 1 and 8% in phase 2, for example, where the difference of 2% from one to the other, it's not that big. Or, 8% versus 6%. Stage 1, 8%, stage 2, 6%. Again, the difference between the two, it's not that big. But when you go, well, I made 8% in phase 1, I'm sure as hell going to be able to make 4% in phase 2. Now you get too confident. Because the difference between the two is too big. And your mind's going to go like, hell yeah, I can do that. And you're going to start over trading. Because, yeah. Yeah, you just end up blowing it because you get too confident. And that's always a bad thing. Okay, we created a BISI, but I'm not ready to buy. I don't want to buy. I don't want to buy. I don't want to buy. I'm just going to mark it. I would rather see it inverted and then retest it. Honestly, that's what I'd like to see. And I think it's exactly what it's going to do with the 1009 M1 CB, BISI. Okay, guys, I'll be right back. I'll leave you with the music. I'll be right back.
the flower violet green, lily of the valley on my knees. All the things I left behind, save this little place in my mind. I don't wanna lose you. It's too soon. I don't wanna lose you. It's too soon. Dandelions, rustling leaves, just like in my childhood dreams. You're as delicate as a leaf, you don't know what you mean to me. I don't wanna lose you. It's too soon. I don't wanna lose you. It's too soon.
Alright guys, so price did exactly that. Inverted the 5-minute BISI. And yeah, let's see how this thing goes. I'm gonna pay special attention to this BISI over here once it reaches into that one. What is that? It's 958. 958. I'm gonna pay attention to that one. And I would definitely not want this one, 1024, to be invalidated. I don't want it to invalidate this one. So yeah, we're gonna see what it does next. But for now, it's looking good. It's looking solid. And also this current 5-minute candle is gonna close and it's gonna leave this SIBI behind, which again, I very much like it. And also look at silver, how it's inverting that M5 basic that it previously rejected from. Now on silver, I would like to see it smash through that low. I mean, silver, I don't just want it to be like a liquidity sweep at this short-term low here. Oh, not short-term low, you know, that low. I don't want that. So yeah, I think we're building up quite well in here. Obviously, stop loss goes above this, which, you know, it just makes sense that it goes like that. Okay. Let's see what it is. Doing bam bam. Simona, quite frankly, you are right. It's a trick. I have not been as precise this phase. I can tell that. Yeah, exactly. Overconfidence. Yeah. Yeah, you get overconfident. We all get overconfident when we see that, yeah, there is less required of me. Yeah, I can do that. It's good to see that things are not hard to achieve. It's good that, but not that, like, you don't have to fall into the other, oh my God, like, also, guys, okay, forget what I was saying. This is also such a beautiful confirmation based on Raja Bank's confirmation. Like, oh my God, like, you can clearly see we're bearish, creating a pullback, right? And then, like, creating a support here, and then breaking under it and closing under it. And right now, oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful. What we don't want to see right now is we don't want to see the high of this 15-minute candle, previous 15-minute candle being broken to the upside. But, you know, just because the green candle, the bullish candle, it's 10 a.m. candle, that's where I'm going to put my stop loss. Because you know what? If 10 a.m. opened, went up, and then broke its own opening price, okay, I don't want it to break its high again. Because it's like, for now, it opened, it manipulated upside, and right now it's breaking structure, okay? And I don't want it to, like, if this is the move to the downside, it broke structure, which is the open of the 10 a.m. candle. I don't want it to break the high that is the originating point of that push to the downside that broke that structure, which is the open price of 10 a.m. Yeah. Yeah. This is my logic. So we're going to see what it's going to do next. I'm just going to get ready to, you know, take some partial. As usual, I'm just going to take 90%. Unless it goes nicely in my favor. But like I said, I do want to pay attention to 958 here. Because it's not just 958, it's also 955, which all this area, it's a balanced price range. And I really want price to, I don't want it to stumble upon that, right? I should vomit all through it. That's what I'm going to see it do. So yeah, we'll see. Truth is, maybe I could have waited for price to rebalance the 5-minute CB and then show me clear signs of rejection, but yeah, we'll see. Also on the 15-minute, it rebalanced the CB over here on 915 candle, which is also nice. So for now, everything indicates that it should continue to push lower. You guys, I'm gonna put myself on mute because I want to eat something. So you just enjoy the music. And I'll be here watching. All right, guys, I'm back. I've eaten. So how you can, like I said, I closed half of my trade in a small loss, minus $55. My whole risk on this trade was initially $240 or something like that. So I've closed minus 55, and if this thing is going to continue to push higher and take my stop loss out, I'm going to lose another 120. So 120 plus 55 I've already lost. It's going to be like 175 as opposed to 240, which is a reduction of about 20 something percent, I would say, in my stop loss. So I'm just managing the trade here, and I can see that I was actually too fast in doing that, but that is okay. That is absolutely okay. Because if it's gonna go back in my favor, I'm still gonna be on the green side, because the TP for this, and just so you know, I don't have like a specific TP or like something like that. I'm just looking for a classic 2R, which would make it around 32.94. So if I'd get 32.94, that would be like, with whatever I have left right now open, that would be around $240, 240 something dollars. So I've closed in minus 55, and if this thing goes to take profit, like 1 to 2R, I'm gonna make 240, which is gonna recover the 55, and I'm still gonna be left with 190 something, 190, whatever. So on this trade alone, which is good. And if it's not gonna go in my favor, and it's just gonna eventually, you know, gonna go to stop loss, then at least I've managed my trade, and it's going to be good because I would lose less. Anyway, I want to remove the take profit. Because I just want to let it go. I'm just going to put this back like as if to 1R, like this. Okay. And once it reaches to 1R, so basically reaching 1R means that it's going to create a new low. And once it does that, I'm going to bring my stop loss above this high here, which is just the current 15-minute candle. And if this current 15-minute candle can break under here and just oh, that would be amazing. All right. All right. Pathin, he bought gold. Okay. If you know why you did it, well done. So, that's fine. If you guys know why you're doing what you're doing, that's totally fine. But if you don't, just be careful. Really be careful. Okay, so the 5-minute SIBI that seemed to be inverted over here is being reclaimed, or at least this is what it looks like. And I'll just see what it does next. Just look at the 4-hour candle. Does it make any sense to you? Does it make any sense? Because the 4-hour candle just opened like 50 minutes ago. Does it make sense that the 4-hour candle, it's going to flip bullish right now? Does it make sense? Because to me, it doesn't make sense, because it opened, went down, went up, and then it rejected. And it's right now, again, a bearish body. So what I'm thinking is that the 4-hour candle is going to continue to move down, and it's going to fill this previous candle's bottom wick, which normally would be arranged to fill. But we'll see, because we've also taken some sell side, and price is also at a relevant fib level here. But we'll see what it does. For now, honestly, to me, again, like I said earlier, buys don't really make sense. But yeah. We shall see what it's going to happen next. Also, the 1-hour candle. Look at the 1-hour candle. Went up and then rejected. And it went up. I think that if I'm going to put a fib on the previous candle, it most likely reached into the 50%. Yeah, just look at that. Well, would you look at that? It really reached, like it rebalanced half of the previous candle's range, and then started to move down. And on the 1 minute, you can see that once it did that, it also rebalanced that 15-minute fair value gap. There was also a 30-minute fair value gap there, a SIBI, and it also created this SMT here, and it's an SMT because you see the little green range here. The high of that green range is that high, and the blue range took out that high, and yeah. And by any means, by all means, you guys, I'm not saying reasons for which gold will not go up. I'm just saying the reasons for which I believe that it will continue to move lower. That's it. If you have other reasons, if you have other things, other reasons to believe that it's just going to reverse and it's going to start to go bullish, then just follow your thing, okay? Don't listen to me or to anyone else who would tell you otherwise. But just make sure that you know exactly why you're doing what you're doing, and just take full accountability for that. Okay, so this current 5-minute candle just opened, it opened 1 minute ago. I'd love to see it not move all the way to the bottom wick of the, what candle is that? 1045. So that it can leave this gap here on the 1050 candle. Leave that fair value gap there. So yes, current 5-minute candle, please expand lower, please. Look, I'm gonna help this candle expand lower. There you go. Yeah, baby, come on. Come on, girl. Okay, I'm rooting for this candle, really I am. I'm really rooting for this candle. Yay! Pum pum. Another 3 more minutes, 2.5 minutes, less than 2.5 minutes, and the current 1 hour candle is going to close. So we're going to have a closure of the 1 hour candle, which if it's going to close bearish like this, it's going to be good. 30 minute. Oh, I love the 30 minute. 30 minute. I don't care if it's going to close with a bullish body, as long as it's small like this. It's good. 15 minute. Yeah. 15 minute, baby. I love it. I love it. 5 minute, definitely love it, because it's just playing it nice, and it seems to want to create that SIBI on the 1050 candle. And 1 minute, it's just doing nothing. The 1 minute is doing nothing. So yeah. Come on, 5 minute, go down. Also got to be careful, because when we are very close to closing a 1 hour candle, you don't really want to be stuck in a 1 hour candle opening, because even if the next 1 hour candle is gonna continue to move lower, it might open, go up, create a top wick, and then move down. It might do that. And you don't know if that top wick, it's just gonna, let's say just rebalance the consequent encroachment of this current candle, like around here, or if it's just gonna want to tap into that SIBI that it's likely going to create there, and then move lower. Because if it's gonna do the second scenario, then it's gonna take me out. But then again, 30 more seconds until the current 5-minute candle closes. And if it closes like this with this SIBI in here, that's again going to be a good indication that it's likely to continue to move lower. And if the 1-hour candle is going to want to open, go up to rebalance that 1-hour candle, that 1-hour SIBI, and then move down, then it means that on the 5-minute, this SIBI is going to be invalidated. And if it does that, I'm just going to get out of the trade. It just makes sense for me to do that. So yeah. All right, guys, the music playlist was about to end. Okay, so the 1-hour candle opened. See? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna drag this a little more like that. And I'm gonna move these over here. So I don't want to see this 5-minute CP being invalidated. And see, the current 1-hour candle came, opened, went up, came into the open price of the 10 a.m. candle. We don't want to see price moving higher with candle body above 10 a.m. open price. I don't want it to do that. It should not do that. And if it does that, I'm just going to reconsider my trade. Yeah, I hate it when it does this. Okay, rejecting, good. We wanted to reject from there, you guys. Okay, really wanted. Reject, 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 reject. Come on, baby, go down. Just look at it how it's playing on that 10 a.m. open, you guys. Really. This level, this one. Rock your body, come on, rock your body, rock your body. All right, come on, baby. The waiting game. Whoa. Yeah. Five-minute currently looking good, rejecting from that SIBI. I like it. But it would be even more convenient because, you know, it's 11 a.m. right now, okay? 11 a.m. And it's like 3 hours until interest rate decision, until FOMC meeting. So within the next 3 hours, we could see this. You know, like literally nothing happening. because the price within the next 3 hours, it could actually, you know, build up liquidity. It can do that. Okay, so I said that once it's going to break under this low, I'm going to bring my stop loss above 3306, 3306.50, I think. Yeah, which is going to be the previous 15-minute candle. And it's also going to be the previous 30-minute candle. But you guys, really, like, this thing over here is Raja Bank's most favorite setup. Yeah. Yeah. This should expand down right now. We want momentum down, baby. Come on. Come on, come on. What's it doing on the 1 minute? Is it really breaking under that low, or is it just, what, only poking? Come on, don't do that. Don't be an asshole. Just fucking break under that level. My watch telling me it's time to drink some water. Oh, baby, come on, come on. Yeah, baby, yeah. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so bringing my stop loss above that high. I said, so 0650, 3306.50. Okay. And we don't want to reject from the, what was that, 958? 958 BSC, this one? 958, yeah. 958 BSC and the 955 SIBI, which, you know, this balanced price range here. We don't want to see it rejecting from that area, this area here. Please don't. Okay, so stop loss right now adjusted here, 633.06.50. You could say that we're one R in profit. Yeah, could say that. But I'm gonna leave it to where it initially had a 1R. Okay. 1105, 1106, they're closing up nicely. They're closing down nicely, leaving SIBIs behind. That's good. Let's see, 5 minute, beautifully rejected off of that SIBI. You know, based on my model right now, I could actually just move my stop loss above the 11 a.m. candle, or just above the SIBI, this 5 minute SIBI, above the 1050 SIBI. Wow, what do you know? This setup was also in a macro, 1052, 1110, I would say. I could do that. There's my profit here. So 55 closed in drawdown a little earlier, and right now I'm 60 in profit. Not too big of a difference. But we want this thing to break lower and move lower. It should do that. Come on, do it. Do it. You know, if we move to the 4-hour chart, on my broker account, I have a level marked in here, which I want to do the same with. Rock your body, come on, rock your body. This is again a balanced price range. Okay, so I'm gonna be careful to see what it does there. Okay, so my stop loss right now is above the current 15-minute candle and the previous 15-minute candle and previous 30-minute candle. So 33.0650. And you know what? If this thing's gonna continue to push lower and it's gonna break the low here of the 9:30 candle on the 30 minutes, that's this level here. I am gonna bring my stop loss to break even. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. If it breaks this low, if it creates a new low here. But I don't like the way it's not pushing through that balance price range here. I don't like that at all. Oh, maybe it's doing that now. Ha. Okay, let's see. Come on, baby. You can do it. Yeah, of course you can. Rock your body, come on, rock your body, rock your body. So where was my 2R, guys? Do you remember my 2R? Where was that? My 2R, it was supposed to be around $460, and right now it's going to be around $230, $240. Okay. Wow, it's just snail land, like literally. What the heck? Can I find a snail in here? Snail. Oh, even a sloth would work. Yeah, definitely. Snail. Oh, here it is. Snail land. This is gold right now. Hello, this is gold, and it is currently playing in snail land. Meaning that it's moving like a snail. That is how fast it is moving at this current moment. Dear Lord. I want to pay attention to this thing over here, because I don't see silver doing any effort to break under that low. And you know what? We could see gold breaking under this low here and then rejecting, and silver would just stay here and inside this busy, which it didn't really invert, you know. So just want to pay attention to all these things. I think I'm gonna move stop loss to break even. Yeah, stop to break even. Stops at break even, guys. Stops at break even. Also, 1 minute and 20 seconds until the current 5-minute candle is going to close. And I want this CB. I want it. I want it to be created. This one over here. If that is going to remain like that, it's going to be amazing. We want that. I want that. I want that CB. But you see, we have to pay attention to this thing. So the guy that was asking a little earlier what indicator I use for spotting SMTs, if this eyes plus brain plus the two correlated pairs in parallel, that you look on both at the same time. You look on both at the same time. Come on, babe, don't do this. Don't fucking do this, motherfucker. So 5-minute CB is on, okay, and the new 15-minute candle closed. So right now, because the new 15-minute candle that just closed, which is 11 a.m., also closed under this created support here, it's good. We're not expecting for price to break above the high of the previous 15-minute candle. And if it does that, I just don't want to be in the trade. Okay, because think about it. We had the 1045 15-minute candle taking buy side above the high of the 1030 candle. Okay? And then it pushed lower. And then the next candle, 11 a.m., closed under both, under this newly created support here. And price should continue to move lower right now. And if it doesn't, if it breaks the high of the previous 15-minute candle, which is also going to be, going back into this CB over here, meaning that it's just going to push through this CB here, I don't want to be in the trade. So that's why it makes sense that my stop loss is at break even right now. I just don't like this 1056 candle because that's an order block. Okay, I mean, for me, it's an order block. It's an order block for me, and because it took sell side, it had a CB on it, and then price closed above it, and it also created BC as it was closing above it, and it also created a higher high. You know, it broke like a minor structure, like, I don't know what you guys call that, change in the state of delivery. You know, it's funny because throughout the time, these ICT concepts have gotten so many names. Like, it was first, I don't know, break of structure, then market structure shift, then it was change of character. Now it's changing the state of delivery. Like, oh my God, like it's just the same thing under different names depending on the year. You know, next year I'm curious what it's gonna call, what it's gonna be called. Like, what's gonna be the name of it next year in 2026? Because every year the name of this thing changed. Like, what the heck? And people say, oh my God, new IC concept, changing the state of delivery. No, dumbass, it's just the same thing that the guy has been talking about over and over again, and he's the one giving it different names. I don't know why, I don't understand why. Maybe it's just a marketing thing, you know, to just make people think that he's just saying new stuff, when in fact he's just saying the same stuff. I'm not saying this in a bad way. It's a good way. The fact that the man's been preaching and teaching about the same things years and years, you know, over and over again, it just goes to prove that these concepts and these algorithms, they just don't change, which is good. It's really good, because if they don't change, it means that they can still be predictable. And if something is predictable, then yeah, obviously that's a good thing. Yeah. Look at these two 5-minute candles. I cannot not see this. Anyway. Oh, come on, would you just go down? There was a song, I remember. Down, 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 down. Doo, 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 doo. Don't use the F word. Why? Why not? Why not use the F word? Alex, are you still gonna take 90% off at 2R? Yeah. Ooh. Oh my god! Look at it go! Nice, 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 nice. I love it. Woo! Well done! Oh my god! Oh my god! You guys, really? I'm taking more than 90% off. With 0.25, I got 100 pips with this. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. So I closed that. What was that? Rock your body. You see? You see what this MT5 thing does? I previously closed 55 in minus, and right now I closed 200 plus in profit, and it just shows the two trades under the same trade. So it's like I made 150 on that. But it's still good. It's still good, you guys. Really, just look at it go. Okay, I'm bringing stop loss a little closer. I mean, in a slight profit. Oh my god. Nice. Nice. Simple things that just make sense. Oh, yeah, baby. Yeah. You know, I have a 0.01 runner. The smallest runner. Okay, I apologize, Gold, for calling you names like Snail and Sloth, and no, baby, you are Speedy Gonzalez. You are like a racehorse. Can I find a racehorse here? Racehorse. Race. Oh my god, this thing is going. Okay, I can't find a racehorse, but just a horse will do. It's good. Hee-haw. Beautiful. Beautiful, you guys. Very. Ooh, baby. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wow. Ooh, baby, baby, it's a wild gold. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Wow, you guys. I had so much fun during this stream, really. I don't even care I didn't make that much profit. This day had so much more potential than a mere $430 what I made today. But it's good. It's moving good. It proves that some concepts actually do work, which is exactly the point here. Yeah, baby. All right, you guys, I'm gonna call it a day. I'm gonna close my runner. $10 more dollars, $11 more dollars. It's gonna be like a very good quality coffee here in Romania. Yeah. All right, guys. Hope you had a good time today with me in my live stream. There was a guy who took a long Pathin. I hope you're okay. I hope you're okay. Simona, I hope you took the trade. I hope you're in profit. Francis and everyone else, thank you for being here. Talk to you guys